Once upon a time in a small Igbo village called Umuaka, there lived a man named Okeke. He was known for his ambition, but also for his insatiable greed. Okeke was not a poor man. He had a modest farm, a loving wife named Adis, and 2 children. However, he was never satisfied with what he had. He often envied the wealthier men in the village, dreaming of ways to increase his fortune. One evening, after a long day of work, Okeke sat by the fire in his compound, deep in thought. He had heard rumors of a powerful dibia, traditional healer, in a distant village who could grant unimaginable wealth to those willing to pay the price. Determined to become the richest man in Umuaka, Okeke decided to visit the dibia and learn the secret to untold riches. The journey was long and arduous, but Okeke's determination was unwavering. After several days of travel, he finally reached the dibia's hut, deep within a thick forest. The old man, with eyes as sharp as an eagle's and a voice as deep as the earth, listened to Okeke's desires. The dibia warned him that the path to wealth was dangerous and that the price to pay would be steep. However, blinded by his greed, Okeke insisted that he was willing to do anything to become rich. The dibia then revealed the horrifying truth. To gain the wealth he desired, Okeke must bury his wife alive. Only by offering her life to the earth would the spirits bless him with riches beyond his wildest dreams. Shocked, Okeke hesitated, but the thought of gold and power quickly overpowered his love for his wife. He agreed to the sinister deal, and the dibia gave him a special concoction to make his wife sleep deeply. Okeke returned to Umuaka with a heavy heart but resolved to carry out the plan. That night, he mixed the concoction into Adi's food, and she soon fell into a deep sleep. As the moonlight bathed the village in a pale glow, Okeke dug a grave behind their house. With trembling hands, he carried his sleeping wife and laid her in the grave, covering her with the soil of the earth. As he buried Adis, the ground beneath him began to shake, but Okeke paid no mind, thinking it was a sign of the wealth to come. When he was done, he returned to his house, and true to the dibia's words, the next morning, he found his compound filled with gold, jewels, and treasures beyond his imagination. Okeke became the richest man in Umuaka overnight. He built a grand mansion, bought more land, and employed many servants. However, despite his newfound wealth, he could not escape the feeling of guilt that gnawed at him. The villagers, unaware of his dark deed, praised his fortune, but they noticed a change in Okeke. He became reclusive, rarely speaking and often wandering alone at night. One day, a terrible drought struck Umuaka. The village's crops withered, and the streams dried up. Okeke's farm, however, remained lush and green, but it brought him no joy. Instead, the ground beneath his feet began to feel heavy, as if the earth itself was pulling him down. The weight of his guilt and the fear of Adi's restless spirit tormented him day and night. Then, strange things began to happen. At night, Okeke would hear Adi's voice calling his name from beneath the ground. Shadows would move in the corners of his eyes, and the once warm earth became cold and unforgiving. Okeke tried to drown his fears with more wealth, offering sacrifices to the gods and paying the dibia for more protection, but nothing could ease his torment. One fateful night, the ground beneath Okeke's mansion began to rumble violently. The earth split open, and from it emerged Adi's spirit, her eyes filled with sorrow and pain. The villagers, hearing the commotion, gathered around as Okeke fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness. But Adi's spirit, now a powerful force of nature, spoke in a voice that echoed through the heavens. You have betrayed love for greed, Okeke. You have dishonored the earth by spilling innocent blood. Now, you shall reap what you have sown. With those words, the earth swallowed Okeke whole, dragging him into the depths where no light could reach. The villagers watched in horror as the ground closed over him, leaving nothing but the rich, fertile soil behind. From that day on, the village of Umuaka flourished, the drought ended, the crops grew abundant, and the streams flowed freely once more. The villagers, having learned of Okeke's fate, built a shrine in honor of Adis, praying for protection from greed and the curse it brings. Okeke's mansion crumbled to dust, and the gold he had amassed turned to worthless stones. His story was passed down through generations as a cautionary tale, a reminder that wealth gained through wickedness would only bring ruin. And so, the story of Okeke and the riches of the earth became a legend in Umuaka, teaching all who heard it that true wealth comes not from the treasures of the earth, but from the love and honor we give to one another. For in the end, the earth remembers, and it will always reclaim what is hers.